Hi, good morning, or whatever time it is for you. This is Sefana, Wilde, and this is Movement as Medicine. And if you'd like to get some water, a mat, any props that you like to use, I won't be prompting you to use any props, but if you know you like to use them, then go ahead and have them on hand. And we'll go ahead and get started. So, just to begin, a little introduction. I love to be able to guide these classes, but I want you to be able to know that you have full freedom, full permission to follow as much of the class that works for you. And if there's parts of the class that don't work for you, feel free to modify and do your own version of the pose or just an entirely different pose if there's certain things that are a little bit too difficult for you. Also keep in mind that the way that my body looks in the pose, while you can use it as a guide, may be very different than where your body is at in a pose. Everybody has different levels of flexibility and strength and balance and different injuries. And so please, please, please respect your body, listen to your body, talk to your body as you go throughout class today. These classes are a donation-based class. I will leave the links in the description below for PayPal and Venmo. And I hope that you enjoy this movement as medicine for you today. And let's go ahead and get started. So just beginning in a seated position, I'm going to go ahead and back up so you can see my full body. We're just going to come and rest our hands on our knees, sitting up nice and tall. Allow your eyes to close and feel into your breathing. And as you exhale, go ahead and let that exhale out with a sigh. Continuing to breathe. See if you can fill up a little bit more before you exhale. So you're kind of lingering at the top of the inhale. And go ahead and let your head begin to explore a little bit of neck stretches so you can roll from side to side. You can look up or down. You can look side to side. And coming back to center. Go ahead and bring your hands to your heart, center. And take a deep breath into your heart center. Sort of invoking and cultivating the energy of love and gratitude and compassion. On your next inhale, inhaling those hands up to the sky, bursting them open. Exhale, turn the palms out and slowly bring them to the horizon. Stretching through the arms and wrists. And go ahead and circle your wrists a few times here. And turning your palms up. Go ahead and spin your thumbs back as if you're trying to turn your thumbs all the way back down to the ground. And looking up, lift your heart. shoulders in and back and down, in towards each other. And looking from side to side. Nice and slow. Spend time on each side. And back to center. Go ahead and reach your hands behind you and interlace your fingers. And slowly lengthen through your arms. And we're just going to sway over to one side into a nice side bend, nice stretch. Opening up through the side body, through the neck. Pinning the hip down to the ground so you're not letting your hip lift up off the ground. And back to center. Go ahead and hang out here. Find your center again for a moment. Take some deep breaths. And on your next exhale, go ahead and sway over to the other side. Nice stretch for the side body. Breathe into it. And exhale back to center. Release your grip. Bring your hands in front and give yourself a nice big embrace. And open and unfold those arms. And go ahead and come onto your hands and knees. So bringing your knees right directly under your hips, your hands directly under your shoulders. We're going to just rock those hips from side to side. And we're going to do some cat and cows. Go ahead and round your spine, let your head hang heavy, your tailbone reach down. And breathe. And then coming into your cat, looking up, belly drops. Go ahead and move between cat and cow, lingering a little bit in each pose, breathing. Warming up the spine. You might begin to speed it up a little bit. And then looking from side to side, looking over at your hip. And then the other side, getting a nice little squeeze. Go ahead and continue from side to side. And back to center. Tuck your toes under. And we'll go ahead and come into a downward facing dog. You can step your feet a little bit wider. You can get your hands nice and open on the ground. You can let your knees bend and straighten. Just to warm up the legs. You can come up onto your toes, lifting the heels high on the inhale, and as you exhale, sinking them down to the ground. Really reaching your hips towards the ceiling and back. Letting your chest reach towards your toes and towards the floor. Really pushing off of your hands, rolling and rotating your arms to a nice central, neutral position.
lift up one heel at a time so that you kind of get a stretch in just one side of the body. And go ahead and slowly make your way back down to the ground, hands and knees. And come into your child's pose. So go ahead and let your toes come together and sink back. Your hips onto your heels and get a nice stretch. Let your forehead go ahead and just rest on the ground and breathe down into the earth. Taking a few more breaths here. Slowly coming up, go ahead and shift one of your knees forward and the other leg back behind you into a pigeon. Keeping your hands on the ground. Letting yourself rock a little bit from side to side. Determining your level of flexibility, you may have your foot more down or more up and out. You can have it all the way to a 90-degree angle if you're really flexible. I'm kind of halfway in between right now. And go ahead and shift onto that front hip, swing your other leg around and cross it over. Coming into your twist. Taking a moment, rolling your shoulders out. Sitting up nice and tall. Go ahead and bring the opposite hand to knee. Take a deep inhale, sitting up tall. And as you exhale, go ahead and twist, putting the other hand behind your back on the floor, looking and gazing behind you. And breathing. Go ahead and exhale back to center. Undoing your legs. Let's go ahead and do pigeon on the other side. So drawing that leg behind you. Take your time as you come into your pigeon. Both hands on the ground for support. You decide how far your leg needs to be up or down. And also, depending on your level of flexibility, you may just stay with your back leg bent in sort of more of a mermaid pose. Or you can come up onto your toes and lift that knee off the ground, or you can fully relax into it. Just feel what's right for your body. And breathing, getting a nice stretch. And on an exhale, go ahead and roll onto that front hip. Draw the other leg around. Preparation for twist. Take a moment to just rock from side to side. Shift your rib cage around, your shoulders around, your head, your neck, so that you can really find your center, your balance in your body and settle into it. Deep inhale, sitting up nice and tall, opposite hand to knee. As you exhale, reaching that back hand behind you, looking, gazing over that back shoulder, opening up through your chest, drawing everything in and up.
both feet in front of you, let's go ahead and bring our bodies down to the ground. Allowing your knees and legs to be bent, your feet on the ground. Take a moment and just let yourself settle here. Let yourself feel held by the earth, by the ground, the floor that you're on. Feel the weight of your body. Feel all the points that touch the floor, and the ways that your body interacts with the ground. Take some nice deep breaths. Maybe let your eyes close and settle a little bit deeper. See how much you can allow yourself to just release and let go. And then drawing one knee up to your chest. Go ahead and interlace your fingers on the shin. And just rock yourself from side to side a few times. Breathing deep. And slowly lengthening the other leg. Allow yourself to just settle once again. Give yourself time in the pose to relax. One side of the body is nice and open and long. The other side is squeezed in and out, playing with opposites. And slowly release on an exhale. Go ahead and draw the other leg up. And you can start with the bottom leg bent and just rocking from side to side. Getting a little bit of a massage of your back against the ground and your hips. And slowly lengthening that bottom leg. Let yourself settle. Taking some nice deep breaths. Relaxing through your belly so that one side can grow longer and the other side can be drawn even closer in. And go ahead and release on an exhale, stepping both of your feet in, bringing your arms out to the sides. Go ahead and lift your chest and walk your shoulder blades in towards one another. Lift your hips and lower them so that your low back is pressing into the ground. And then drawing both knees up. Go ahead and just rock yourself here from side to side. Really feeling into the muscles of your belly, your abdomen. And as you go from side to side, see if you can find that edge right when you begin to feel a little bit of resistance. And just linger there for a moment and breathe. On each side. And on an exhale, go ahead and let
let your knees fall all the way to one side, coming into a twist again. You can gaze over the opposite shoulder or just look up, whatever feels best. And just breathe, letting your mind scan up and down the spine throughout all those muscles that are involved. Nice deep breaths, relaxing breaths. You don't want to do forceful deep breaths. And one knee at a time, finding your way back to center. Go ahead and come back to your gentle rocking. And coming all the way down to the other side, nice and slow. Really letting yourself relax deeply into the stretch. Letting your waist lengthen. Draw the belly in. Soften your breath a little bit more. And slowly, one knee at a time, make your way back to center. And we're going to sweep our hands down so that the palms are on the ground and the fingertips are towards our heels. If you can touch your heels, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. You're going to lift your chest, draw your shoulder blades in towards one another. Take a nice deep breath into that chest space. And as you exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone and lift your hips up off of the ground. And you're going to push your feet into the floor. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Let your belly become hollow. Feel the tops of the legs. Feel the sides of your legs, the inner thighs, the bottom of the legs, the glutes, all those muscles working together. And you're going to let one hip slowly drop down. And then lift it up and let the other hip slowly drop down. Letting yourself shift from side to side here. And slowly rolling down. Sweeping your arms up. Go ahead and just get a nice stretch here. Nice spirit. Let your knees rock from side to side. And go ahead and draw those legs up towards the sky. Nice deep breath in. Hands come into prayer. As you exhale, go ahead and bring that prayer hands to your heart. And then releasing upward to the sky. Go ahead and just let your hands and your feet explore some nice movement and stretches. You can let your legs come wide. You can flex and point or circle. You can let your toes touch and then your heels touch. Same with your hands, fingertips, and then the heel of your hands. reclined, bound ankle pose. And you can either let those feet sink down towards the groin, or you can lift them up so that they start hovering closer above the belly button or your heart. And wherever you are, just allow some gentle rocking to come in again. Go ahead and flex at the ankles and wrists, pushing the heel of your hands as well as the heel of your feet up towards the sky. And now pointing the toes and reaching the fingertips straight towards the sky. And go ahead and float those feet down to the ground. And bring your hands behind your head. Taking a nice deep inhale as you exhale, coming up into a crunch. And opposite elbow to knee. And then extend. I'm going to just stick to this one side. Your own pace. And we'll go ahead and switch sides. To your side. And we're going to go ahead, I'm going to position myself a little differently here. Go ahead and come onto your forearms. Squeeze your glutes a little bit so that you're protecting your low back. Lifting your heart up and forward. And then slowly letting yourself down to the ground. Go ahead and place your hands stacked over each other and just let your forehead rest on your hands and take some nice relaxing breaths there. And just feel energetically down into the earth. And here, when you feel ready, I want you to go ahead and just lift your body up off of the ground. No arms if possible. And you can explore different positions. Like right now, I'm just having my arms up here, but you can extend those arms out like wings, or you can shoot them back like you're Superman, or like one arm forward, one arm back. Or even both hands forward, which is a lot harder.
You can let the palms press up or have them by the sides of your face, palms facing down. It works all different muscles depending on your position that you're in. And then go ahead and bring your hands to the ground. And if possible, you can come either into like a little mini upward dog or a full one. And letting yourself come down. Go ahead and roll onto your side. Draw your knees in and take a moment to just rest in your side lying. Maybe let out a sigh. And then slowly press your way up to a seated position. And we'll go ahead and bring our feet together. Into bound angle. Maybe give our legs here a little bit of a massage with the hands, some squeezing and releasing. You can use the thumb in the calf muscles here. And in the feet. And when you're ready, go ahead and just grab hold of your shins. And we're going to rock from side to side. Just giving your hips a little bit of a massage on the floor. And when you're ready, you can round your back. And I'll turn this way so you can see. So instead of my back being straight and leaning back, I'm actually rounding my shoulders here. And then pulling with the arms, the chest forward, and lifting up, looking up. And then rounding on the exhale. Bowing your head. Go ahead and just continue this a few times on your own. And then when you're ready, you can come into your wide angle pose. Doesn't matter how wide your legs are, you just want to find the angle that works for your body. So you want to feel a little bit of a stretch, but not too much. You don't want to force them open. It's not about our egos proving to us that we can go wider and wider. If we overstretch, we can oftentimes, it can backfire. So just coming into whatever wide angle means at this moment for your body. And letting yourself sway from side to side. Letting your gaze
go towards the side that you're leaning towards. In a wave-like and cascading motion. And go ahead and come over to one side, slowly bringing your arms so that they create a straight line from your fingertips to your fingertips. Breathing here. Go ahead and twist open a little bit, gazing upward. And coming back to center. Other side. Arms create a nice straight line. And then twisting open, gazing up. And finding your way back to center. Bringing your hands on the ground. Go ahead and bow slowly forward. Walk your hands forward. See if you can direct your breath into your upper back, shoulders, the back of your neck. And see if those areas can relax a little bit more. Let go of a little bit more tension. And slowly looking up, walking our hands back. Taking a nice deep breath in, arms to the sky. Bringing your hands into prayer. Let those prayer hands sink a little bit behind your head. So you're not resting your hands on your head because you don't want to push your head forward. So you're trying to squeeze them open. Squeeze the space in your armpits open and back. Go ahead and bring your hands directly over your head. Squeezing your elbows back a little bit more. Opening them wide. And bringing them to your heart. Breathing. A couple more breaths here. You can roll forward and back. And go ahead and release. Sliding all the way down and all the way back. Let it be kind of a wave-like motion leading with your heart, cascading over and coming back to center. Doesn't have to be a very big motion. It can be really small. Doing that at a 45-degree angle. On both sides of the body. I'm just using my hands to just show you the direction. You don't have to use your hands, but you can. And go ahead and come back to center. Draw your feet in, round angle, bow forward. Roll up. Continuing that wave-like motion. Once again, it can be small or big, it doesn't matter the size. And when you're ready, we can go ahead and come up to standing for the last little section here. I don't know why
weird haze on the camera, but go ahead and we'll end by just doing a little bit of shaking. So let your legs shake. Let everything loosen up. Step wide. Do some wide-legged shaking. Come all the way into a forward fold and just hang heavy. Maybe grab your elbows. Let your knees be soft and slightly bent, and just sway yourself here from side to side. Once again, it doesn't matter how big or small the movement is. Let your body tell you what feels good. And coming all the way up. Coming into your mountain pose. Feeling those roots of the tree go down into the ground. Imagining what lightness might feel like in the body, buoyancy. Drawing that energy up and out with every breath. Or if you feel too light and too up and out, you can feel what it's like to be grounded. And so you can explore a lot energetically, using your mind to shift your energy if you're feeling too heavy, too stiff, too dense. What does lightness feel like to you? What does spaciousness feel like to you? Create movements and sensations that create those feelings. If you're feeling too scattered, too up in your head, not grounded, not dense or solid enough, then you can really sort of root down and feel what does that feel like to be a really dense, solid, grounded, rooted object, and create movements that really draw that energy in. So wherever you're at, do what you need to counterbalance it. And we'll just end with a little free movement, letting our bodies explore through space all the different lines of movement that we can explore. Sweeping the energy around us. Nice deep cleansing breaths. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this class helped you feel a little bit better, more connected to your body. Once again, this is Sefana Wilde with Movement as Medicine, a donation-based movement class. And if this class was of value to you, you can send a donation to me at PayPal or Venmo. The links are in the description below. And I really appreciate your support in this way. You can also like and subscribe to these videos to continue to see more and to show your support, and you can share with your friends and family. And yeah, I hope that this is a meaningful class for you. You can also either donate each time you take a class, or if you feel like you want to take a few classes, you can donate a larger amount and then just take a few classes, and that works too. I appreciate any and all donations. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Take a moment to just rest and integrate class, to lay down and breathe and meditate. And I love you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks.